What if everyone is a little bit right about purpose? Have you ever noticed that one thing everyone seems to be searching for is purpose? I was watching a conversation on Diary of a CEO. There was an atheist, a Christian, and a psychologist. Three people who completely disagreed about God, faith, and the meaning of life. And what shocked me wasn't how different they were, but how much they actually agreed on despite their difference in expertise or beliefs. All three of them said the same thing in their own way. 1. Humans are wired for meaning. 2. We want our life to matter. 3. We are born with a desire for purpose. Even the atheist who doesn't believe in God still believed human beings are built to create meaning. The psychologist explained it scientifically. Humans crave belonging, fulfillment, and contribution. And the Christian said our purpose comes from God, intentional, designed, and not an accident. Different perceptions and beliefs, but the same longing. And it made me think. What if purpose is universal? What if every human, no matter what they believe, feels a calling in their soul? Because here's the truth most people won't say. You don't have to share the same belief system to recognize you are made for something. And personally, I've felt that calling. There have been moments where God spoke to me, clearly, audible, like a voice breaking through the noise of my life. In moments of deep sadness and despair. And even though it doesn't happen often, that one moment a year is enough to remind me that my life has direction. But there are also long seasons of silence, seasons where I felt like God wasn't talking, long periods of time when I felt lonely and lost, wondering whether I was on the right path. And yet, the desire for purpose never went away. That's the part that gets me. If purpose was random, if it was just something we invented, then why does every human feel it? Why does every soul crave meaning? Why do we feel empty without it? Purpose is one thing every human is homesick for. So maybe, just maybe, everyone in that conversation was a little bit right. The atheist explained purpose scientifically. The psychologist explained it psychologically. The Christian explained it spiritually. And all three pointed to the same truth. We were made for something. And I believe God designed every human with a spiritual antenna. Even if you don't believe in Him, that pull toward purpose still exists because our soul is the spiritual part of us. Our souls recognize meaning even when our minds don't. So here's my question for you, and I genuinely want to hear your answer in the comments. Do you think purpose is something we create, something we are born with, or something God gives us? Because maybe the conversation isn't about who's wrong. Maybe it's about the fact that everyone can feel the same calling, even if they describe it differently. Could it possibly all work together? Could it be God that gives us purpose, therefore we are born with it, and we have the free will to create the purpose that calls us for a particular season? Meaning your purpose could possibly pivot, change, or shift as you grow and evolve. Which has brought me to my new journey, a new understanding of faith and religion. But I'll have to share that in a separate video someday. But I do hope to reach at least one person who is feeling lost or low. I pray that you may take control of your life. And I'll share with you the words of Jordan Peterson, which changed my trajectory of despair about 2 years ago. One way to take control of your life is to ask yourself, what is one thing that I should change, that I could change? Sit with this question long enough, and you will inevitably get an answer. And when you do, go for it and make the change. Also, something that has helped me is to accumulate small wins throughout the day, regardless of how small or trivial they may seem. Small wins are moments where I overrode a habit or an impulse. I believe that small wins help you create momentum that will eventually flow to bigger areas of your life. It's important to create an upwards trajectory. Well, this concludes my first YouTube video on my spiritual journey, where I am on the search to unify faith, psychology, self-concept, manifestation, purpose, and confidence. Because I believe those ideas overlap more often than people think they do. Although I do believe that many people have hit the nail in the head with it, so to say, I believe Neville Goddard is one of them. I'm not sure, but possibly Abraham Hicks. And I think I am on my own journey to figuring that out. I've always been a super open person, so I guess this is my own way of documenting my journey, because I also know that there's possibly many other people who are on the same path as I am, where we're trying to figure out spirituality meets religion, meets faith, meets belief, etc., etc. So if you have anything you'd like to add, I'd love to read about it in the comments below. Any experiences that you may have, any material that you'd like to share with me. I love reading books. I recently read in order The Parallel Universes of Self, then The Alchemist, and I'm currently reading Psycho-Cybernetics. All of them super good reads. Definitely recommend. And if you have any you'd like to recommend to me, I would love for you to add that in the comments below. But yeah, this is the end of this video, and I pray that you create a wonderful day for yourself today. Bye. See you in the next video.